Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk to you about partnership and what a couple needs according to Kabbalah in order to be fulfilled in a successful partnership. Now, this is not guaranteeing an amazing partnership. Of course, we always need to develop by ourselves, but this explains really well what the other person needs. So if you're interested, please continue watching. I'm going to explain about the triangle first, like the symbol of the triangle and what it represents. And then I'm going to go over the needs of a woman and the needs of a man and how it combines together in the Merkaba, the Star of David, the symbol for unity and balance. All right, so I want to first explain a little bit about the triangle, and this is regarding spiritual work. When we have the number 3, it is the first number of stability. It's the first number that creates a 3D. And the reason that I'm mentioning this is because when we step into partnership, we need to be stable in ourselves, and we always need to have this circulation of spiritual work in ourselves to better ourselves and always grow and always become better individually. Yes, our partnership will help drive us forward and we can experience a lot of happiness through that. But first, we have to take care of our basic growing. Each line in a triangle touches the other lines. And I want to start with the first line, which is random because I can place anything anywhere. It doesn't really matter. But let's start with this one. This one means rules. So in order for us to grow spiritually, it would be beneficial for us to follow rules of our ancestors, the Bible, wise people before us. It would be a better idea to rely on wisdom that is accumulated. We can do it through channeling, we can do it through studying the Bible, through books, through wisdom that we connect to, and that will be our Bible, our Torah. And that is the idea that there is the golden rules from God, and then we need to apply it. So number 1 is rules. And this is represents by the father-son relationship. So it's wisdom that is from generation to generation. Then we have the work of the heart, which is prayer too. Now, the work of the heart is super important because that is our inner state. That takes actually the rules or what we studied and applies that into how we control our desires, how we control our urges, how we handle our thoughts, how we handle the devil inside of us, and our control over the devil. And our personal prayer is the second line in this triangle, and this is represents by the male-female relationship because there's a lot of self-control and a lot of learning through this relationship. In Kabbalah, we believe that the most important relationship is the relationship between a man and a woman. There's the most growth from there, and it's part of the purpose of our incarnation to always study and grow through partnership. And the third line is the line of actions. It's visible actions to all. And this is actually the result of the previous ones. So when our actions match, the rules match our prayers, we are moving forward correctly. So these actions are actions in a correct manner. And another aspect to it is also to do charity work, which means giving to others and helping others too. So first of all, we need this triangle to work in our life, right? We need to live through a method. We need to have this inner talk, this inner growth, always wanting to grow higher and better, and that our actions always improve. So number 1, we are stable. I'm going to tie everything to partnership. Don't worry. This is maybe a little abstract to some of you, but hang in there. Okay. Now, when we look at the true triangles, the triangle looking up is female and the triangle looking down is male. And the reason is that the woman is symbolized by Mother Earth, everything that is material. We are feelers, we're very intuitive, we're connected to nature, we're very sensitive. That is why the larger line touches the earth, but we are always aspiring to the sky, right? Women, you see them always wanting to study spirituality, to be more spiritual, to reach higher. But our foundation, what we know, what we're really good at, is actually nature and everything natural. And the man's base is in the sky. He naturally is a giver, he is naturally connected, and he wants to ground himself through the earth. So he seeks for a woman to help him be more in touch with nature and more in touch with the world. And she seeks a man to help her rise up from her situation, or to give her like the line that is vertical and she's the line that is horizontal. So he kind of points her to a direction because she's spreading. The woman's basic needs in a positive partnership are represented by the shoulder, the heart, and the ear. And for a man, it's his liver, his stomach, and his genitals. Let's start with the woman and her heart. The heart represents a woman's need to be appreciated, to have attention, to feel like she's the only one. When a woman's heart opens up is when she feels special, and that reminds her of ancient love. So this idea of ancient love or primal love is the love that Adam and Eve experienced together. They were the only ones on earth, so there were no distractions, there were no competition. And when a woman feels like she's the only one for her man, it reminds her of that place. And that is something she really, really needs. That's why when a woman is feeling like her man is talking to other girls, is noticing other girls, it makes her shrink. It doesn't make her open up. So she wants to feel like she's the princess, and she gets a lot of attention and appreciation for who she is. The other one is the ear. We as women, we need to talk, and that's a basic need. We love to talk, and there's a reason for that. Most women are a little more neurotic than men. We seek the balance through sometimes talking about our problems or talking about our joys. So the woman needs to feel like her man is listening to her. And the way she sees if he listens or not is by the questions he asks back or the type of listening he gives her, and she pays attention because she doesn't want to only talk to the air. She wants to feel like something that she's saying is valuable. So the man needs to give her the feeling that what she says is important and to help her express herself even more. And part of her talking and part of her expressing herself is also connecting to her sexual energy. So when the woman is in a flow of talking and somebody listening to her and developing conversation, it opens her up also sexually. Also, when a woman talks about something she loves, she feels like she's creating a great atmosphere. And by her sharing something valuable and him receiving it, she feels that a part of her is entering him and they become whole, they become like a unit. Now the shoulder. The shoulder represents security and stability. A woman needs to feel like she has somebody having her back. She needs to feel this stability from her man. And most men might not like to hear this, but it also is connected to materials. So in astrology, for example, we have Taurus and we have Scorpio, which work really well opposing each other. Taurus is the sign of material. Taurus is the sign of material, and Scorpio is the sign of sexuality. So we all know that sexuality is also creativity, and this idea is that we need some stability in order to create something. So a woman needs to get the foundation through her man, and that's what happens when a man decides to marry a woman. In the marriage document in Judaism, a man says, I will take care of your clothing, your housing, your food. And by that, he allows space for the relationship to grow. And she really needs to feel that. She needs to feel that her man is a leader, that she can count on him, that she doesn't have to have the burden all to herself. So she needs to feel this support and confidence. Okay, now moving to the man. The man has the liver, the stomach, and the genitals. So let's start with the liver. In Hebrew, the liver comes from the same root of the word respect. So the liver represents the respect a man needs to have in a relationship in order for him to feel good. He needs his woman to make him feel like he's the king and that he's appreciated. He needs to feel that gratitude from her and that she appreciates his actions. We all need that as humans, but for a man, it's really fundamental. So a woman's natural urges sometimes is to criticize or put down or give like unsolicited advice. This is something that she needs to learn not to do and give her advice when she's asked for, and give her man space to be the leader, to be the ruler, and to trust that he knows what he's doing. The second one is the stomach. The stomach represents the man's need for a woman to feed him. And maybe some of you girls think that it's a little primal, but I just want to share this information. It worked for me. I hope it will work for you. When a man feels that the woman is feeding him, is taking care of him, when she makes him a sandwich to work, when she makes him a nice dinner, a nice breakfast, he feels nourished, and that's him seeking the earth. So when she takes ingredients and makes them into something amazing and tasty, she's actually using also her creative sexual energy, and by him eating that, he feels that nourishes him. Also, food and sex is related. They both hit the pleasure point. So what the man seeks and what he needs is this experience of pleasure, and he seeks that from a woman. The man doesn't need the material stability. I mean, he doesn't totally care if the woman gets him a watch. I mean, yeah, it could be nice, but it's not like hitting the nail on the head for him. He wants, after a long day, to have a nice meal, to be taken care of nicely. And this ties into the third part, which is a man's sexual needs. Now, it's a little more complex than just a man needs to have sex. Yes, a man needs to have sex in order to feel alive, like a woman needs to feel loved in order to feel alive. But he needs to have sex because the woman actually is the creator. The woman is the one that has the womb. And he is in a sort of lack of creative energy. And when he has sex, he gets that creative energy from the woman. And when this sex is with a woman that she loves him, it kind of creates this amazing force in him, amazing confidence. So she gives her creative energy to him, and that makes him feel vitality and a feeling of aliveness. Now, the woman is represented by the color red, and the man is represented by the color white. So white, in a way, is a little boring. I mean, it's not boring, of course, it's divine and it's fantastic, but a woman is red. A woman is the one that creates the life, that takes something and makes it into something more beautiful. Or, you know, we take a woman and you put her in a house, and after a while, she will arrange everything, she will beautify everything, she will clean it. The woman always wants to paint a new reality or create a new reality. And that is what a man seeks in the sexual act too, this creative energy, the sexual energy that he gets from a woman. Now, when we combine these two triangles, we get the Star of David, the Merkaba. And that happens when there is equal giving. Now, we don't need to seek what we're getting. We only need to focus on what we're giving. And when the giving is equal, there is the seventh force that happens inside of the two triangles. So two triangles is 3 plus 3. It's actually 6. 6 is a number that represents also very material. It represents putting things together. But when we combine it in the Star of David, there is a section in the middle, and that's the seventh section, and that's the spiritual section. So 7 represents the idea of spirituality and the idea of stability and balance. Now, for the ones that read tarot, I have a representation here for you. So 6 would be the lovers, right? We put 2 and 2 together, and this represents the material. Then we have the 8. 8 and 6 are a little too much. So 6 would be a little too much material, and 8 would be a little too spiritual. So a lot of monks, Buddhists, priests use the sign of eternity of 8 to represent their control over the body. And in Judaism, we believe that it's all about the balance between our material and our spiritual. So the 8 would be something that Kabbalah or Judaism does not encourage. And what we do encourage is the 7. So this is the Merkaba. The chariot, it's what drives us forward. And if you can see in this card, there is the male, female represented by white and black. There is a tantric symbol here, and you see him in a shield drive forward. He's also associated with the idea of having a clear focus, a clear gaze. So it's also in your partnership, having a clear goal of developing together and of driving your relationship together. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm relaunching my website now. I wrote more about this topic there, and I'm gonna put a link in the description box. I hope it will be ready by the time that I post this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.